Other must cause the other. Now, what are these others and others? So this one is the X. So X must cause the M. Now, what is this M? This M is our mediator. This M, this another M, must cause the other, and that other is your Y. So we are saying that X is leading to M and M is leading to Y, or X leads to M and M leads to Y. Now, what actually they are doing? They are explaining. So it explains more of the story. So what was the story? The story was X is affecting the Y. This was our basic story. Now I have added M in between them. So what that M is playing a role. That M is actually helping us build this relationship, helping us explain this relationship more in greater detail. Thus, it is a helper. You must have heard of, when usually the marriages happen, there is a mediator involved. So, what is the role of that, a mediator? The role of that mediator is you to connect two people together so that, they come on a common platform, they talk, and decide upon whether they like each other or not. So, he is a helping hand. So, mediators are like helping persons. Let me give you one more example, which I always give, and I love that example myself. So, let's say I have a daughter and I have a mother as well, who is actually the grandmother of my daughter. Now, if I explain you the relationship, now what is this relationship? I am saying that my daughter relationship with my mother, my daughter relationship with my mother. I am is the in between mediator in them. So here, this is actually me. This is my mother. This is my daughter. So what I'm saying is this relationship is there. Fine, this relationship is there. My daughter relationship is there with her grandmother. It is very much there. But when I comes into the picture, I actually strengthen this relationship. I actually strengthens this relationship. So that is a mediator, a person who is helping you to build. So that is why we take mediator in a very positive sense. I'm not saying with respect to the direction, please understand, just to have you an explanation that he is actually helping you build the relationship. He's actually helping you build the relationship. Now, if you compare this with the moderator, if you compare this with the moderator, so see what the moderator is doing, then you will understand the clear meaning. So the relationship between two variables depends on the value of the moderator. Now, if you see value of the moderator, the relationship is actually depending upon. So what the moderator is doing, moderator is tempering that relationship. Moderator is tempering that relationship. So in other words, what I can say, it can either strengthen, it can either strengthen or weaken this relationship. It can either strengthen or weaken this relationship. So that is a major difference between the mediator and the moderator. That mediator is a helping person. Moderator can be a cunning person who can even, weak down your relationship, or he who can, put an extra effort to increase it to a greater level. That is a major difference between both of them. Now, with the help of some of the examples again, let me have a more clear understanding for all of you. So let's suppose I'm taking a very simple relationship. I am saying that exercise leads to the weight loss. it is very much fair that exercise leads to the weight loss. But I am adding in between some of the variables, and one by one, we will talk about all these variables. The first variable is calorie intake, well being, gender, age, prior weight. So these are the some of the variables I'm adding in between to see, how these variables actually play a role in the relationship of exercise and the weight loss. So let's look at them one by one. Let's have a look at them one by one. So first, calorie intake. And to remind you again, please remember this. Mediation is one must cause the other and the other must cause the other. Remember this thing. So please understand you have to ask a correct question in the relationship and then decide whether this calorie intake is a mediator or it is a moderator. Whether it is a mediator or it is a moderator. So now the floor is open for all of you to reply. I hope all of you can write on the chat, right?
Yes, ma'am. We will write in the
Yeah.
chat box.
So can I have some of the answers that what do you think? The calorie intake is a mediator or it is a moderator? So let's have some of the quick answers. Please, I'm waiting for all of you to write. Okay, I got a one reply. It is moderator, second moderator. Great, great moderator. Oh my God, so many moderators. So who is the outlier here? Who is going to say it as a mediator? There are no outliers here. Only all are, the cohesive, the normally distributed participants here. All are saying moderator. Okay, great, great. Others, see, I'm not telling it is a correct thing. That I will tell you. Some more answers, please. Some more answers. There are a good number of people, so I can have some more of the answers. Okay, so Subhashri is saying that less calorie intake can be a mediator. But we are saying that it is only the calorie intake. I'm not saying it is less or it is more. I'm saying the variable name is calorie intake. Okay, another, 2, 3 seconds. Some more answers I require. Calorie can either lead to overweight or underweight. So Narayan Swamiji, again, the question remains the same. So do you think it is the mediator or it is a moderator? So all of you are saying moderator. No one is saying mediator. Oh my God. So we should have a skewed distribution, Dr. Shakti, in our, present in this workshop. It is a normal distribution.
I have, to my research scholars, I have taught this. I am also checking whether they have taken the correct lesson from the class or not.
Oh my God. So there's a test going on again. Okay, so fine. So what I told you is you have to ask a question. So what was the question? That exercise impacts these variable and these variable impacts the weight loss, right? So we have to decide whether these variables actually are moderating this relationship or mediating, helping build this relationship. So what you have to write, X must cause the other must cause the other. If this is true, then it is a mediator. Exercise, sorry, exercise leads to weight loss, fine, because of calorie intake. Because of calorie intake. Just listen to it and see it very carefully and then tell me. So, the question you have to ask whether exercise has any direct impact on calorie intake. Now, Does anybody wants to change the answer? Anybody wants to change the answer? I've given you a clear hint. I have given you a clear hint. So anybody would like to change the answer so they can change it, put it on the chat. No one. No one. Last chance. So all of you are wrong. This is a mediator. It is not a moderator. That is why I took first this example because many people have different set of replies for this relationship. And when you see the literature, people have actually taken calorie intake. Some of them has actually taken it as a moderator. Some have taken the mediator. But when you consider the relationship, then we actually say that calorie intake is actually the mediator. It helps building the relationship. How we are saying it helps building the relationship? Because we are saying that exercise leads to the weight loss because of the calorie intake. But yes, when you do the exercise, it also directly impacts your calorie intake. So X is impacting the M. X is impacting the M. What is your X? The exercise. Exercise is the X. It is impacting the M. What is the M? It is the calorie intake. And when it is impacting the M, it is actually leading to my weight loss story, which is the Y. So, which is building your relationship. So, that is why it is a mediator. Is this clear? See, this is the first example. We will have other examples as well. Now, some people may have this question that, if I twist this statement, like, Vanda Subhashri like mentioned, less calorie intake, or when I say more calorie intake, then see, you will be using the variable in that manner. My variable is actually the as I have taken. I have not told you less or the more. I have just given you it as a calorie intake. Fine. So answer should come with not your assumption, with what the literature, with what the person asking the question is telling you. Fine. So let's move ahead with the second one. Let's see how correct you can tell me the second one. So the second one is well-being. The second one is well-being. And again, now you have to ask another question. So the question is, does exercise leads to the well-being? Answers. Is it a mediator? It is a moderator. I need the answers again. Okay, so I got one reply, two replies. Mediator, I got two replies as mediator. Please, moderators, the people who say moderator, please you also wake up. It's a mediator, mediator. Others also please reply. See, I really like to be the interactive one. I really enjoy, we are not meeting in person, so it is better that, you interact with me. So it's mediator, mediator, mediator. So four mediators are here. Please, someone break this jinx. Write the moderator. No one. That's mediator. Another 2 seconds for the reply. Okay. So yes, it is correct. This is a mediator. When you do exercise, obviously your well-being increases. So that is why it is affecting the exercise is actually leading towards your well-being. Next, gender. What question you have to ask? Can exercise leads to gender? Can exercise leads to gender? And again, I need the answers. Mediator or the moderator? Moderator, moderator, moderator. Oh wow. Others also. Statement is not clear. See, there is no statement. I made this statement. You have been given only this variable. Gender is the variable given, and you have to decide it is a mediator or it is a moderator. And I just put it forward in the terms of mediating relationship because mediator says that X leads to the M. So I am saying that exercise leads to M. I'm just saying that. Okay, Narayan Swami is saying it is mediator. Okay. Who else? So I have one outlier with me. Who else? Moderator. Some others also. Are all demographic variables moderating? Not necessary, Miss Asha. Not necessary they are moderating. Gender leads to Y. It is mediator. Okay, Narayan Swamiji. Narayan Swamiji, again I'm repeating one thing. X leads to M, M leads to Y. Then we say it is a mediator. Anything else? No replies? So think again. Can exercise leads to the gender? No, the gender is fixed by birth. You exercise, you cannot change the gender, it is fixed. So X is not leading to the Y. There is no change in the gender. There is no impact on the gender when you do exercise. It remains the fixed. You are a male, you are a female, you are a transgender, it is fixed. Right? So this is a moderator. This is a moderator. Narayan Swamiji, I hope you got your answer. Fine. So X is not impacting somebody's gender. Okay, next one. So the next is age. Is it fourth or fifth? It is fourth. Age. So please, everyone, now you tell me. Mediator, moderator. I'm not giving you any clue this time. So please give me a reply. It is a mediator or it is a moderator. Mediator, moderator. Moderator. Okay. Moderator, moderator. Okay. Others also I'm waiting. Please reply. Okay, so it is mediator, moderator. So this time I am getting mixed answers. I'm getting mixed answer. Age changes. So exercise lead to changes in the age. Please think. Think. Please think before saying anything. Exercise leads to changes in the age. Number of years. Exercise. So that means that I am not an exercise person actually. So my age will stop because I'm not doing an exercise, or my age will increase multifold because I'm not doing an exercise. So the people who do the exercise, their age reduces, or their age stay at 18 years, or let's say 21 years, or let's say 25 years. No, age will keep on increasing. Age will keep on increasing with the number of years. So exercise can never affect the age. Fine, exercise can never affect the age. You can have a feel good factor, but your age will keep on increasing. So the people who said it is a mediator, would they like to change their answer? Would you like to change your answer? Many people said that it is a mediator. I hope all of you got my point. Exercise will not affect the age. So this is your this is your moderator. This is your moderator. So let's come to the last one. Prior weight. Prior weight. Think again, I'm not giving you the hint because if I'll give you the hint, you will understand. So first thing, prior weight. Moderator, moderator, mediator, okay. Moderator, mediator. Oh, there is a tie going on between a moderator and a mediator. One is saying moderator, other is saying mediator. Oh my God. Mediator, mediator. Okay, mediator. Okay, mediator. Another 1 second to go. I need some more replies. Because weight changes after exercise. It's a moderator, mediator, mediator. Dr. Shakti is also saying it's a mediator. Subhashri, mediator. Okay. Narayan Swamiji, mediator. Okay. Okay. So I'm writing one statement. It happens before the exercise. Does exercise dash effect prior weight? Does anybody like to add something to this? Anybody would like to add something to this dash? It happens before the exercise. Anybody would like to change their answers? No change in the answers? People who said moderator, would they like to change to mediator? People who said mediator would like to change to the moderator? Cannot. It is a moderator. Why it is a moderator? Array, prior weight is already there. It is there. Prior weight is there. Your exercise is not tempering your prior weight. Your new weight will come, but prior weight to will remain. Na? I have the data. I have recorded respondent 1, respondent 2, respondent 3. So this is your prior weight before joining the gym, right? This is your prior weight before joining the gym. So this is 30 kg, it is 50 kg, it is 55 kg, or it is 100 kg. I will not change this. I will have a new weight after I'll put you on some calorie intake diet or after I'll put you on extreme exercise. So exercise, again, see, that is why I've written it happens before the exercise. So I have noted down your weight. Now I'll recommend you the exercise and then the change will happen in your new weight. So it is not a mediator. It is a moderator. Okay. See, I know these are mind-boggling things, but this is really, really important. These small things are really important. That is why these some of the examples I usually take because it will really help you in bringing a difference because it is a very minute line. Sometimes people get very much confused. What is a mediator? What is a moderator? They get too much confused. So if you will read through these things, it will help you in understanding in a greater way. Fine. So if anybody has any questions, so they can raise the hands. I can take the question for next 1 minute, or otherwise I can move ahead.
But ma'am, like for example, if a person has a prior weight 60, now he has started exercising. 60 becomes 59. exercise is affecting the prior weight.
Exercise is affecting the weight loss.
Yes, so
Exercise
but
is
it is
affecting the
affecting
weight
the
loss.
prior weight. The first weight was
No,
60, now it is 59.
prior weight is impacting. Prior weight is impacting. So your weight is already less. So you, when you start doing the exercising, you reduced more. Your weight is already too high. You start exercising, your weight loses more. It is moderating, not mediating. You are not helping. Prior weight is not helping you in anything. See,
Okay.
understand, this is the way you collect the data, right? This is the data you collected from every respondent. Now, see, I'll put it in the statistical manner. You have responded 1, 2, 3. This is the weights, or I'll write weight, original weight or the prior weight. This is the weight, 55, 100. This is the weight. Now you recommended the exercise to these people. This is recommended exercise A, it is recommended exercise A, it is recommended exercise B. Now, after 1 month, you will note down their new weight. So, this is the statistics you are creating. It is not existing. This is creating. Fine. And this is actually helping you in understanding that whether 55% weight or a 100 kg weight person is affected by the exercise A or B has a major impact or what in ways. Because it is moderating, not mediating. It is not helping you in anything. It is just a number which is there. It is not helping anything. Mediators are helping people. These are not helping people.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other question anybody has? Any other question? No question?
No, ma'am. I think
Okay.
right now, no.
Okay. So let's go ahead. Now, I hope some of the part is clear. Now, again, adding some more content with respect to the moderation. Let me have some more of the examples of how you write the moderation. What is the moderation when we are talking about? So when we say moderation, it is also known as interaction effect. It is also known as interaction effect. This is really important. Occurs when relationship between two variables depend on the value of moderator. Depend on the value of moderator. The person having high weight may be recommended, different type of exercises. The person having the lower weight may be recommended different type of exercises. And again, I reiterate here, it either strengthens or weakens the relationship because it is moderating. It is moderating. And if you see the difference between the way of representing a mediator and a moderator, so this is your X, this is your Y. Mediator is represented like this. The moderator is represented like this. So this is the representation difference between both of them. So this is your mediation. This is your moderation. So theoretically, both of them are represented like this. In the software, we represent it in a different manner, but theoretically, this is denoted by this. Now, if I put it another example, let's say depression impacts the performance of one person. It's a conceptual model. I am just putting it here. Now, I am saying if you will give the person the support, then this relationship can change. The person having the support and the person who doesn't have the support may give you the different results. So, support moderates the relationship. Support moderates the relationship. So, how will you put it in the software? Because in the software, we do not put a line, in the middle of the direct effect. No. In the software, we write it like this: performance, depression. So depression is impacting the performance, and this is your independent variable. Now you will have the support also impacting the performance, which is your moderator. And finally, you will add one more variable, which is depression multiplied by the support. And this is your interaction term. This is your interaction term, or we say this is actually the moderating impact, and that is why it is named as interaction as well. Moderation analysis or interaction analysis. We also say because of this thing. So if I write it here, if the interaction effect is significant, then we can say that social support moderates. Social support moderates the relationship between the depression and the performance. So this is how you will write it. And in case of mediation, we say it mediates. So and so variable mediates the relationship between two variables. Let's say another example. Satisfaction impacts the loyalty. Satisfaction impacts the loyalty. And I add a moderator, which is income. Which is income. So here what I can say, the impact of satisfaction on loyalty is not constant. Is not constant, but depends on the respondent's income. It depends on the respondent's income, because income is moderating that relationship. See the last one, employee compensation, impacting the employee job performance. And let me add one very nice moderator, which is training and development. Training and development. Or you can have the employee experience impacting the employee job performance. So here, how will you write it again? Training and development moderates the relationship between employee compensation, or let's say experience, and employee job performance, such that such that higher higher levels of training and development, higher levels of training and development, which is your moderator, will be associated with higher levels of employee job performance, which is your dependent variable, when employee compensation which is your independent variable, increase from low to high. See why I'm writing this much of the content, because when you have the moderator and mediator in the models, there are a major concern among the people is that how to write the explanation about it, how to explain that thing, how to say what I want to say in that. So this is the way actually we write the explanation when you are talking about the moderator. Writing a mediation explanation is very easy. Moderator actually plays a major role. So what again I'm repeating here. Training and development moderates this relationship between compensation and the performance, such that with the higher levels of training and development, or with the number more training and development, the higher levels of job performance would be associated when the employee compensation increases, because we are saying positive relationship. You increase the performance, you provide the trainings, the compensation is increased from low to high, the training levels are increased, so you are saying that the employee performances also will be of higher levels. That is how you say moderation. So in moderations you have high, lows and all. Mediations, we do not say high, lows. Mediation, simply we say, is it a simple mediation, is it a weak mediation we are saying, or we are saying it is a parallel mediation, which is the next thing which we are going to do. What kind of mediation it is? Here we have, in moderations we actually focus on high, lows, how that moderator is playing within the relationship. I hope this is clear. If anybody has any questions, so they can ask.
Yes, ma'am. Clear. Anybody wants to ask question, please put in the chat box or interact with ma'am by unmuting.
Any question, anyone? See, it is better that you ask me the question. It is very easy to work on the software. Most important thing is when you start writing your research paper. Software is very easy to do. Smart PLS is the easiest software. But when we are writing, actually, the problem comes there. That is why, I have devoted, approximately 1 hour to this theoretical part only. So again, how to write the hypothesis? I'll give you a few hypotheses in the moderation. The positive effect of work from home on life satisfaction is stronger in males as compared to females. As compared to females. What is this? This is a categorical moderator. Categorical is there are two categories, males and females. Males and females. The positive effect of work from home on the life satisfaction is stronger in case of the male. So work from home is your independent variable, life satisfaction is your dependent variable, and the gender is your moderator. The gender is your moderator. So that is for categorical moderation. See the next one. There is significant difference. There is significant difference for the effect of work from home on life satisfaction between males and females. This is another way to write for categorical only. Another way to write for categorical. When you are going for the, see, this age, gender, or any other income maybe, or anything, rural, urban. So these kind of are categorical moderators. Categorical moderators, you have the categories. Or one thing more, in case of income and in case of age, if your data is presented in the ratio form, like 30 years, 40 years, 45 years, income 1 lakh, you have 2 lakhs, you have 3 lakhs. So in that case, if you want to treat it as a categorical variable, then you have to create the categories. Categories is the person having the income level of 1 to 2 lakhs, then 2 to 3 lakhs. So then you will make the categories. Otherwise, these variables can be taken in the interaction manner as well. Can be taken in the interaction manner as well, because in that case they become the continuous variables. Continuous variables, or we say the scale or ratio variables. That is the difference. Because why this difference I'm saying? Because there are two ways to solve the moderation. So when you have the continuous data, when you have the scale or the ratio data, then you apply the interaction effect. Then you apply the interaction effect for the moderation. For the moderation. But when you are talking about the categorical variable, then you apply the multi-group analysis. Multi-group analysis, which is MGA. Which is MGA, which tells you about the difference between both the groups. Fine. So this is the difference. Now, after this, we will work on the software, how to conduct this interaction effect, how to conduct this multi-group analysis. So interpretation, I will tell you there only, how to do the interpretation. First, let's start with the mediation types, because that is the last thing we are left in the theory. So the types of mediation. So another 5-10 minutes of the theory, and then we will start with the software. So the first type of mediation is simple mediation. Simple mediation is very simple. You have X, you have Y, independent, dependent, and you have the mediator. Simple mediation, very, very simple mediation. But we shall name this path. So it is A, B, and C. So what is a direct effect? DE is your direct effect. Directly independent impacting the dependent, which is C, or X leads to Y. This is your direct effect. Indirect effect, it is your A multiplied by B, which is X leads to M, M leads to Y. This is your indirect effect, this one. And now finally we come at total effect. So the total effect is C plus A multiplied by B, which is direct effect plus the indirect effect. I hope this is clear. Any question in understanding this notation? Any question in understanding this notation? No? Okay. So the next type is parallel mediation. The next type is parallel mediation, which you will find in majority of the papers. So here the diagram changes a little bit. So this is your simple mediation. We had only one mediator. Now there is another mediator. So there are two ways to reach the Y, or we say there are two ways in which the Y gets impacted. So it is A, B, this is C, this is D, and this is E. So now the direct effect, again, it is always the C. What is the indirect effect? Can anybody tell me what is the indirect effect here? Can anybody tell me what is the indirect effect here? If you can quickly put it on the chat.
A into
Yeah, I
B
got
into
one.
C.
And sorry,
Uh,
Narayan Swamiji, can you please come again?
that is A into B into D into E.
A into B into D into E. Okay, okay. What else? Let me have some of more of the answers. So, Arcot, so you have given A, B, D, E. What is the
Okay.
symbol in between? What is the sign in between you are
Plus,
using? Is the
plus. It should be
plus?
plus.
Yeah. So it is actually A multiplied by B, which is your first indirect effect. Second indirect effect is this one. So that is plus D multiplied by E. So this is your indirect effect. This is your indirect effect, and the total effect is simply your direct effect plus indirect effect. Last, the last one is serial mediation. The last one is serial mediation. Again, you will find less number of literature with respect to the serial mediation. Not many people actually worked on these areas, but yes, it is worth exploring if you have a good literature background to support it. So I am making it like this. So this is your parallel mediation. We just did it. M2. This is the parallel mediation. Now what is serial? Serial mediation is, now these mediator also has a relationship. It is not necessary that this arrow should go from M1 to M2. It can be opposite also, that it can go to the M2 to M1. That is also possible, right? So please don't worry about that. This arrow can go anywhere. So A, B, C, D, E, and now I have F as well. Now I have F as well. So we also say it is multi-step, multiple mediator. Multi-step, multiple mediators. We also say this thing. And again, my question, direct effect is C. What is the indirect effect? Please, I need the
AB,
answers.
AB plus DE plus F.
A, B plus D, E plus F. Okay. Anyone else? Anyone else? Others also please respond. See, once you respond, then only you realize that there is a mistake or you will learn from that. So don't worry. So Shiny has said A into B plus D into E plus F. Okay. Next. Okay. AB plus FE plus FD plus DE. Okay. See, first
AFE,
up. Okay.
AFE, DF, DBE.
Hmm. See, very simple. First, forget this line. Forget this line. What was the indirect effect? It was A into B plus D into E. This was the indirect effect with the parallel mediation. I have added a serial mediator with F. So what is the relationship which got added? Just think
F,
of the
FE,
relationship which got added. It
FE.
is X to M1, M1 to M2, M2 to Y. This is the relationship which got added. So what
Yeah,
is the new
AFE,
indirect effect? It is A,
AFE.
F, A,
E.
F, E. So don't ratify the things, or I will simply say don't mug up the things. See them logically and you will never forget these things.
And
Fine.
it
So
can be
this is,
DFB also, right? If it is
sorry.
the other way. It can be
Yeah, if it is the
DFB,
other way, because then this will not be there. Then it will be
DFB,
your DFE.
B, yeah,
No, no, not again. It is
B,
DFE, sorry. Then the arrow will change if the arrows go this way. If the arrow go this way. So
DFB.
it
It
is
is B,
D, F and the
B,
B.
B.
Right? I hope this is clear to everyone. Any questions anyone has? No questions? Okay. Now, how to test, what to report, what not to report, that we will do it along with the software. In the mediation also, in the moderation or moderation, I can take, it is 11:58. I can take 5 more minutes. Yeah. Let me take 5 more minutes for you and just give you one more glimpse of the uh, approaches of the moderation also. Like the approaches for mediation, it will be easy for you to understand. Then we'll do the practical. Various approaches of the moderation, like I explained you, it is interaction effect and the multi-group analysis. So in that also, how to represent the model is the thing. So first is the product indicator approach, whose another name is interaction effect analysis. Whose another name is interaction effect analysis, like dependent variable, independent variable, moderator, and then your interaction effect or interaction term, which is independent variable multiplied by the moderator. This is your product indicator approach. By the name product indicator approach, because this is the product of the indicators. Indicators were your independent variable and your moderator. So multiplying each of the indicator of the exogenous construct with the indicator of the moderating construct. But in this case, there is one problem. And what is that problem? The problem is that it is not for the formative constructs. It is only for the reflective construct. So if your model has the formative construct, or if your moderator or independent variable is a formative construct, in that case, you will not be able to use this approach. In that case, we move to the second approach, which is known as two-stage approach, which is known as two-stage approach. So what we do in the two-stage? So in the first stage, it is your dependent variable. It will be measured by some of the statements, right? It will be measured by some of your statements. There will be independent variable. The same again, it will be measured by some of the statements. There will be the moderator measured by some of the statements, or maybe it is a whatever kind of a moderator. So you first make this model, and what you do is now you save the latent scores. Now you save the latent scores. That is, you have heard of the word composites. Now, what are the scores I'm saying? Out of these three statements, they are forming the dependent variable. We save the scores of these. So in the second step, what we do is that now the dependent variable will have only one item, which is actually the latent score, which is your actually the latent score. I will show you how to do it. Don't worry about it if you are not understanding it well. So don't worry. And all the others will also have that score only. Moderator, that score only. And the interaction term now will be added, which will be the multiplication of these scores. IDV multiplied by the moderator, but now only the scores will be multiplied, not the item by item. But yes, this is applicable in case you have the formative constructs. You have the formative constructs. Fine. So this is better. This is considered the best approach. Hensler has given it, Hensler and Pescott. And I will share, so I hope, I don't know that whether the references were shared for with respect to Smart PLS or not. Otherwise, I will share some of the references in which you will find all these references to put it, to have these them cited in your papers. So it is considered the best and high performance approach. This is considered best and the high performance approach. It has more of the high statistical power as well. So that is why two stages preferred in majority of the cases. Two stages preferred in majority of the cases. Any question till here? Any question till here? No questions? Okay. So now I am Dr. Shakti. Can we
Yes,
pause
ma'am.
for let's say 5 minutes and then we can shift to the smart PLS, or is it fine that we
Yes.
can go ahead?
We are okay, ma'am. If you want to take some water or something, then you
No,
take.
it's fine.
And
Okay,
we were
then.
shared this paper of Hire et al. 2019 yesterday, ma'am, by Sonal, ma'am.
Okay,
When to
that's
use and
great.
how to
That's great.
report. Mm,
I will share some of the references with reference to
correct.
the mediation and moderation. I will share it after the session.
Okay, ma'am. That would be useful. I'll share with my participants. Do you want me
Yeah.
to share that PLS file which you have shared to
Yes,
me?
you share that data set with them.
Okay. So right now, do you want to share with my screen or you'll manage with your screen?
No, no, you just share that data with all of them. And I
Okay.
have just shared my screen. I hope it is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Yeah. So just share that data with everyone. So if somebody
Correct.
wants to do with me, so they can do it. So I have shared this data set with all of you. This relates to the, uh, you know, this relates to the relationship when we say what is online education when we talk about, or let's say MOOCs when we talk about. So what is the course curriculum? What is the performance of the students? What is the institutional help you are getting? What is the course efficiency? Content delivery. So these are all the things when we are talking about. So this is the data set. All of you, please put that data set into the smart PLS. All of you, please add this data set into the smart PLS. So it has 24 indicators and the respondents are 105. So let's make a model of it. So course content, CC1 to CC6. Here's your course content. Then comes the course delivery. Course efficiency or evaluation, not efficiency, it's the course evaluation. And let's do a simple one that it impacts the performance. So it impacts the performance, and then in one variable I left the institutional support. So the institutional support. So this is a simple model which I am doing it right now. So just see, so model is done. Now you simply connect. So these three are my independent variables. Institutional support is the mediator. I'm connecting all my independent variables to the mediator and then to the dependent variable. Done. Now, what is the next step? Very simple. Since you have to go for hypothesis testing now, measurement model is already done, everything is done. So we will directly go on bootstrapping. We will directly go on bootstrapping. We'll go on bootstrapping as per the new norms. The subsamples should be 10,000 not 5,000. The subsamples to be 10,000. Right now, I'm not doing 10,000. I will be going for 500. But when you do it for your study, please remember now you have to take 10,000 subsamples, complete bootstrapping, and go for bias corrected accelerated bootstrap. Two till test, 5% level of significance. So right now, I'm just taking 500, start the calculation. So what new I did from the yesterday's classes, I just added an in-between variable into your model, which is now a mediator. Now let's try to read the results. So this is our model. This is the results. If you can see, you have p-value, significant, non-significant. But what all you require? Let's do one thing. Let's take this data to the Excel and let's put it there because then it becomes easy for you to understand. So let's copy this data. Let's open an Excel. All of you can open the Excel with me or you can simply note down the steps. No problems at all. And in between you have a question, please raise your hand. I will take up your question. My Excel is not visible. It's not visible. Just a minute. Let me share the Excel as well.
Yes, Excel is visible now, ma'am.
It is visible, right? Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Let me share the whole screen so that everything becomes visible. It is visible, right?
Yes, perfect, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is our data. Now please understand all the relationships, whatever relationship the software finds, it gives you everything. But you do not have to show everything. Just stick to your model and show only those relationships. So what was our model? Let's come back to the model. So our model was this. So only take into consideration this relationships. So the path coefficients will show you the direct. So you only require the direct effect from this path relationships, right? Only the direct effects. So the direct effect is course content to performance, course delivery to performance, course evaluation to performance. So you require only these direct effect from the results. So course content to performance, course delivery to performance, course evaluation to performance. You require only these. So right now I am taking out only these three and putting into the separate model because you should understand how to present. So do not directly present whatever the smart PLS is giving you. Everything is not required. Please understand that. So these are the things. Again, you do not require the sample mean. No need to show the standard deviation also. You can keep the t statistics. And again, no need to go for the p values as well. No need to go for the p values as well. You can do one thing. You can simply mark, here asterisk. Mark the asterisk and write down asterisk represents significant at 5% level of significance. You can simply write it like that. And you can even remove this column. You can even remove this column because the things which are not marked in asterisk, that means they are not significant. Or what you can do is you can even write NS. So you can superscript that you can superscript the NS and you can say the NS stands for that it is not significant. Any questions still here? Any questions still here? No questions? Okay. So this is one thing. So direct effects are with me now. I have the direct effects. Along with the direct effects, do write bias corrected confidence interval, upper and lower. Do make the column for this as well. This completes your table. So do not do it without using this thing. Otherwise, the reviewer will ask you a question, where are the bias corrected results? So where are the bias corrected results? Go to the bootstrapping and see the third tab. See the third tab, confidence interval bias corrected. And you have to look for the last two columns, 2.5%, 97.5%. You have to look for these two columns. Pick up the values with respect to your variables. So R was course content to performance. So it is minus 3.01, or I can simply copy this. Let's take it to the Excel and let's paste it here. So it is course performance to course, course content to performance. So let's paste it here. Then course delivery and then course evaluation. Fine. So only one direct effect is significant. Course delivery to course performance is the only significant thing. Now we have to see whether the mediation is also significant for all the three cases or which of the cases, because after that we will be able to decide whether it is full mediation, whether it is no mediation, or whether it is partial mediation. So let's go back to our results. In the results now, in the final results just below, see final results. In the final results now you have to go for specific indirect effect. The third option, specific indirect effect. In that, you will find your specifics indirect effect. See, all the three indirect effects directly calculated for you. And I will show you that how these are calculated. So these are directly calculated for you. So you copy this table. Let's put it here. There are T statistics here. And again, where you find the confidence bias, here it is, the confidence bias. Take them and copy it. So here it is. Please ask me the questions still here. Any questions still here? This is your final table to be presented into the paper. With respect to this present model, this is the final table to be presented. Any questions still here?
Ma'am, anyway, here indirect effect is not there. Can we remove mediator
That I will
and
tell
run
you.
and check?
No, that I will tell you. Just wait.
Okay.
First, just tell me that, is this till this, it is clear to everyone or not? Because then
Ma'am,
I can go ahead.
yes, ma'am. Can you tell why do we report that bias corrected that value? What is the significance of
See,
putting
this
that?
is the, understand one thing. P-value is not the 100% correct indicator of defining that whether the relationship is significant or not. The developers have also said this thing, and there are very much literature which are available that do not just depend upon the P statistics. So to confirm whether actually this relationship is significant or not, we go for bias corrected confidence intervals, which is the lower and the upper limit. And how to report and how to read it, I suppose you must have got it done yesterday, but no issues. How to read it is when there is a definite zero in between the interval. When there is a definite zero in between the interval. What I mean by definite zero, one is minus and another value is positive. So automatically there is a zero in between the range. So
Yes.
then it is not significant. When there is no definite zero in between them, that is either both of them are minus minus or both of them are plus plus, then it is significant. So that
Okay.
is your check actually. And you
Okay.
will find, in some of the cases, p-value is saying that it is significant. But when you check the bias corrected confidence interval, so it is either, negative plus negative, it is like that. So in that case, you will go by the results of the bias corrected confidence intervals because they are more accurate as compared to the p-values.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Any other question, anyone? No questions? Now let's read it. So here all only this is significant in our data and rest all of them are insignificant. Rest all of them are insignificant. Even the mediation with respect to course delivery, to institutional support, to performance is insignificant. So here we are saying that there is no mediation. In case of course delivery to performance, there is no mediation because only the direct effect is significant. See, if only the direct effect is significant, then we say there is no mediation. When direct effect and indirect effect both are significant, then you say there is partial mediation. Then you say there is partial mediation because direct effect is also there, indirect effect is also there. So it means that the dependent variable is getting impacted by the independent as well and the mediator as well. So the relationship is shared. It is not fully dependent on the mediator. Some of the impact is also coming from the independent as well. So both are actually playing the role. And if only the indirect effect is significant, then you say it is full mediation. Then you say it is full mediation. So in our case, here the case is like that. Here we are saying it is no mediation, but this is no effect at all because neither the direct effect is significant nor the indirect effect is significant. So actually there is no effect at all. Actually there is no effect at all. Interpretation is clear or not? Second thing, which somebody has just asked. When you are saying that there is no relationship, so shall we remove one or two of the relationships and run the model again? No, that's an older approach. The new approach says that all the mediators, all the variables should be run at once, not separately. You should not do it separately. You should run the whole model again. It is not significant. It is not significant. Fine. You may have to then check with respect to your literature, what the literature is saying, or it is coming insignificant and you have good reason to explain it that why it is coming insignificant, why there is no mediation in the model. So then please go ahead and report your results. There is no problem at all. Any questions? Any question, anyone? No question? Okay. So then I am moving ahead with the next. I am changing a little bit in the model. Now I am creating a parallel mediation. I am creating a parallel mediation. So this is a parallel mediation. If you see, course content is impacting course delivery, is impacting the performance. Let me make a simple model for you to understand. Let's remove this as well. Let's have this simple, very, very simple model. So course content impacts the course delivery. Course delivery impacts the performance. Course content impacts the institutional support. Institutional supports impacts the performance. Right? What is this? This is a parallel mediation. Process remains the same. Same bootstrapping, everything you have to do. Just the way of writing the results now little bit different. So here the results are here. Let's copy the result, take them to the Excel. Let's paste it here. Again, only focus on the direct effects from the path coefficients table. So this is the two direct effects which we are only considered about. Course content to performance. See, course content to performance and no, only one in course content to performance only, not course delivery. Sorry. We only require course content to performance, only this is the direct effect. Fine. Now you have to add the indirect effect. Go to the specific indirect effect. These are your indirect effects. Copy, paste it here. So you have two indirect effects. Fine. So these are my two indirect effects. Here. Any question till here? Now, this is significant. This indirect effect is significant. And your direct effect is not significant. See, It is 0.815. 0.815 is p-value is greater than 0.05. So this is not significant. So what you can say?
Partial
Course
mediation.
con. No, sir. You forgot. See, this is what it is. When only direct effect is significant, there is no mediation. When both of them are significant, then there is partial mediation. When only indirect is significant, then we say full mediation. So see
Yes,
here,
yes.
course
Yeah, full
content
mediation.
to course
Correct.
delivery to performance is significant. But this is the direct effect. Let me write it if you do not, if you forget. This is the direct effect. Direct effect is not at all significant. See 0.815. So only indirect effect is significant. So here we say full mediation. Full mediation means course content impacts the course delivery, which in turn leads to the better performance of the students. Directly, course content is not playing much role in improving the performance of the students. It all depends upon how the course is delivered also. So course context impacts the course delivery and which leads to the better performance. So there is presence of full mediation in case of the relationship between the course content and the performance. Any question, anyone? Any question, anyone? No question? Now, how to report? See, in this case, this is the parallel mediation. One mediation was this way, one mediation was this way. Let's suppose this was also significant. Let's suppose the other parallel mediation was also significant, that yes, institutional support is mediating the relationship between the course content and the performance. Then in case of parallel mediation, in case of parallel mediation, we report one more thing. What we report? We report that which mediator is the stronger mediator. Which mediator is the stronger mediator? So if you say, if you see these beta values, so the stronger mediator is the course delivery because its beta value is more as compared to the institutional support. Is this point clear? In one line, you will also report in case of the parallel mediation that which mediator is the stronger mediator. In that case, if both of these mediators are significant, so we will say the mediator which has the highest beta value is the strongest mediator. So in this case, it is the course delivery. Questions? No questions? Okay. I hope you are understanding. I really hope that. Now coming to the last type of mediation, I am adding a serial mediator. Now you see course content leads to course delivery leads to the institutional support. But let me do one thing. Let me remove the institutional support and let me add the course efficiency because it is coming insignificant. Let me put another variable. Maybe the relationship changes. See, this model you have to create on the basis of your literature. Right now, I am just giving you the hypothetical example. So I can do any changes in the model I want. So now, here it is. So this is my serial mediation now. The course delivery is impacting the course efficiency also. Same, go to bootstrapping, run the bootstrapping. And now I will not be looking for the parallel mediation here. My main goal is to check the serial mediation, whether serial mediation is significant or not. So I'm directly going to the specific indirect effect. In the specific indirect effect, see this one. In the specific indirect effect, see the course content leads to course delivery, which impacts the course efficiency, which impacts the performance. This is telling you it is insignificant. It is insignificant. It is the p-value is greater than 0.8.05. So it is insignificant. So there is no serial mediation in the model. There is no serial mediation in the model. Let's suppose it is there. So then we would say the course delivery and the course efficiency serially mediates the relationship between the course content and the performance. In other words, course content impacts the course delivery, which further affects the course evaluation or the efficiency, and finally leading to a positive change in the performance. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Please, any question? Any question
Any
anyone has?
questions?
Because mediation is over here. Any question? Dr. Shakti, I just hope that I'm on the right track and people are understanding.
You are on the right track, ma'am. Maybe they need to first of all do it to get the doubts, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
there is no problem. If they do it at a later stage, they can tell their problems to you. You can just let me know.
Correct.
There is no problem. I will, try to help as much as I can.
Right. Right, ma'am.
Okay, so this is your simple mediation, parallel mediation, and your serial mediation. This completes. Please remember any type of structural relationships you are doing, you have to present your final figure as well. So do please keep a copy of this figure, save this figure and paste it into your research paper. So only two figures are required. First figure, which shows the measurement model analysis. Second figure is final structural model analysis, which is this figure. Because if this is my final model, so this is the fixed final figure, I'm going to put it into my research paper. Fine. Now, coming to the moderation, let's start with the moderation. In this data, there is one categorical variable, which is your gender, and there is one variable, which is the age. Age is here measured in the form of a continuous variable, which is a ratio variable 33, 44, 50. So age is measured like this in this data. And gender is 1 and 0. Gender is 1 and 0. So how to 1 and 0 is there. So now I want to go for the moderation analysis. So first, let me show you the interaction effect. How to add the interaction effect into the model. So let me make the model more simple. Now, course delivery is not a mediator. Course delivery is not a mediator. So if you remember the first method was the interaction effect. So what was the interaction effect? That course delivery, course content. So here I'm saying course delivery is my independent variable. I'm sorry. Course delivery, I'm writing it here only, IDV, independent variable, and the course content is your moderator. The course content here is your moderator. So how good the content, it impacts the performance, overall performance. So the bad the content, the performance is also going to be haywire. So it is a moderator. In the interaction effect, what you have to do is independent variable also impacts performance, moderator also impacts performance, and there is one variable which comes, which is the interaction term. How to do it? Very simple. See on the top, there is a moderation effect icon coming up. Click on moderation effect, moderating effect. It will get highlighted. Come to the variable on which you want to add the moderating effect. That is, the performance is getting moderated, right? See, it is turning green. I will simply click. Only click. Now see here. It is written dependent variable performance. Moderator variable, you have to choose which variable is the moderator variable. So which is the moderator variable here? Course content. Independent was course delivery. Fine. And if you see, we have talked about product indicator approach. We have talked about two-stage approach. Orthogonalization is not much used, but yes, when you have very limited kind of a data, then you usually go for the orthogonalization. Otherwise, majority of the times we only go for two-stage approach. Now first I'm going for product indicator approach, which is actually your interaction term. Is this part clear? Moderator, course content is the moderator, independent variable. Now if you see, my moderator is a continuous variable, my moderator is a scale variable. So it's a product indicator I have selected. Rest nothing you have to do. Smart PLS automatically adjusts. Click OK. Now if you see, there is a moderating effect which is added to your model. Moderating effect. This is your moderating effect, which is actually, let me show you. Let me show the indicators. See here what it is doing. CC2 into CD1, all the indicators of the course delivery are multiplied with all the indicators of the course content. That is how the moderating effect indicator is made. That is a product. If we are taking a product of the indicators. Fine. Is this part clear to everyone? Any questions, anyone till here?
Ma'am,
Any
can you once
questions?
again do that moderating effect? How you got those products CC2, CD1?
Yeah, automatically, these are automatically added from the software. Let me show it again.
Okay.
We click on the moderating effect on the top.
Yes,
Fine.
ma'am. Yeah.
We click on that. We go to the variable on which we want to add it. So that variable is the performance. We click that.
Yeah.
Now another dialog box opens. In this, by default, the dependent variable is added there. You have to choose the moderator and the independent. So moderator is course content. Independent is course delivery. Calculation method is product indicator approach.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, and I simply click OK. So it is added. By default, in the product indicator approach, in the backend, what it has done, it has simply multiplied indicators of both the variables, both the constructs.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
done. So this is your first method, interaction approach. Rest process remains the same. Bootstrapping, everything remains the same. How we can prove that there is a moderating effect? If your moderating effect variable is significant. If that is significant, then we say there is a moderating effect, otherwise no. In our case, it is not significant, so we say there is no moderating effect. So the course content is not moderating the relationship of course delivery and the performance. So no matter what kind of a course content you are giving, it is good or it is bad, the performance is not getting changed. Okay. Is this clear? Questions?
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
This is a simple one. Interaction approach to be used when it is continuous variable, to be used when you have a scale variable or you have a ratio variable. Interaction effect. Now second comes as the two stage. So in this only, I am showing you the two stage. Now in the two stage, bootstrapping, sorry. We are adding now the performance. We are going to add a moderating effect. Now in the moderating effect, I am going to choose just the methodology, which is two stage. Now not the product indicator, only two stage. So I click OK. Moderator is added. See here, moderator is added. Can you see the difference? Now the indicator of the moderator, it is course delivery independent variable multiplied by your course content. See? Now all the indicators are not here. Why not here? Because in the back end, the composite scores of the course delivery and the course content has been calculated by the software. And now that calculated score would only be multiplied. So individual indicators are not multiplied. Individual indicators are not multiplied. Is this part clear? See, you do not have to do anything. Everything is done by the software. So software in the backend will calculate the latent variable scores and automatically multiply. Please, any questions if anybody has? Is this part clear to everyone? What is two-stage? Or if I show you another way, let's run this model. Composite scores will be saved in the PLS algorithm. So if you see, I have run the PLS algorithm and you see here latent variable. In the final result, second last term, second last option is the latent variable. So these are the scores. These are the latent variable scores of all of your three variables. What you can do is you can download this. You can download this or you can export it to the Excel. Save this file, put it into it here again. So let me quickly do it for you. So I'm copying this into the Excel. So this is the Excel. I'm just removing the spaces in between them because otherwise the software will create an issue because it doesn't work on the spaces. So let's remove the spaces. Done. This is added. Now let me move this to a new book and let me save this book. Data latent variable. So this is latent variable. Let me save as the CSV file and let's save. Done. Now coming back to the software, right click on the model and click on import the data file. When you want to upload the new data file, click on the import the data file. Go to the place where you have saved that file. So here it is on my desktop. It is data underscore latent variable. I want to keep this name only. So here it is. Now can you see it has only 4 indicators because it is the composite scores. See, only 4 indicators are there. Now I will use this data. If you see the data which is green is right now being used. So make sure that you are using a correct data. Now if you see all the model has turned red. Why it has turned red? Because now my data doesn't have these indicators. Now my data doesn't have these indicators. It has only the scores, only the single scores. So now what I will do is course content, course delivery, and the performance. So now you have only one indicator against all of them. Why one indicator against all of them? Because now these are the latent variable scores. Now these are the latent variable scores. So now if you will go on the moderating effect, you will go for the two stage also. One and latent variable two stage. You will click OK and see here. Moderating effect is added, but it will now simply be the multiplication of these two latent variable scores. So which earlier was automatically done by the software, you also have done the same and make the model like this. So in the backend, this is happening. So in the earlier model, when we are working on this model, so in the backend, it is saving this data. It is saving the latent score of these variables and then adding a moderating effect with simply multiplying them. I hope it is clear. Please ask me the questions because we are almost nearing the completion of the session.
Any research paper which you would have written based on this two stage, what you are describing us, you can share with us if
I will,
you can
I will,
discuss.
I will definitely. I will. Let me first show the calculation and then I will.
Correct. Correct.
Fine. So this is done. Moderating effect is there. So this is your two stage. And then finally you can run your model and see whether the moderating effect is significant or not. And this is how only you do with respect to the moderating effect. So either you presented in this manner, that is also correct. Either you presented in the form of this model, that is also correct. So both the models are totally correct. No problem at all. Both the models are correct. There is no moderating effect in the present model. Done. Last thing comes is when you have categorical variable. Last thing comes when you have the categorical variable. So how to do for the categorical variable? For that, you have to open your data set in the Smart PLS. This is the data set which I have opened. We have gender. We have to create the groups, and you can only work one by one on the groups. You can only work on, let's say, 2 groups at one go. If you have more than 3 groups, like income levels, so you have 4, 5 income levels. So in one analysis, you can go for 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3. So always the analysis will happen in the pairs. Always the analysis will happen in the pairs, right? So first you have to create the add data groups. Click on add data groups. You can have the name, gender. If you do not want to use any of the things, just simply add the name gender. Select a variable from the from all your data set. So it is my gender is my variable. So if it is equal to, let's say, let me put a name male. So if it is equal to, let's say, 1. If it is equal to, let's say, 1, so then it will be male. Then you add another term, gender. So if it is equal to 2, if it is equal to 2, so then, wait, let me do it in a simpler manner, otherwise you will get confused. Wait. Let me put it gender only and click OK and see. There is one group which is added. Oh, it is not added. Wait. Gender. Here, choose the 2 unique values. So it is gender. Here there are 2 groups which are added. You can rename them. So one is having a 59 entries, another is having 2. Other is having 46. So you change it for a better name. So put it as male. One is the male. Second gender is your female. This is your female. And press OK. So you have 2 groups created, female and the males. These 2 data groups are now added into your data. Now understand with respect to the MGA multi-group analysis, there is one very important thing all of you have to see is that when you are doing multi-group analysis, you have an objective that your relationships differ with respect to the gender. Like you are saying that the performance differs with respect to the gender. So if you are putting in that ways, or you can even say that female perform better in the MOOCs as compared to the male counterparts, or male perform better in the online classes as compared to the female counterparts. So you are going for the moderating relationship that whether the gender is a male or it is a female. Your every analysis should be group wise. I will show you with respect to my paper only. All the analysis should be group wise. Your measurement model should have the group wise results. Your discriminant analysis should be group wise. And whether your structural model results should be group wise or not, it should be defined with the help of multi-group analysis. Always remember this thing. Always remember this thing that when you are going for grouping perspectives, when you are going for testing the grouping analysis. To conduct the group analysis, what you have to do is click on calculate, and first you have to follow a procedure which is known as MyCom, procedure. First you have to follow that procedure. After that procedure only, you can go ahead with performing your multi-group analysis. So first, you have to perform the MyCom procedure. If MyCom procedure results are perfectly fine, then only we can go ahead with the multi-group analysis. So I'm going step by step. So what is the first process? We first click on permutation. We first click on permutation. In the permutation, you have to click on group 1. So you can choose any. You can choose male as a group 1, female as group 1. That's your wish. Group 2 is your female. Again, for permutations, it is again recommended that you should go for the 10,000 permutations. Same two-tailed 5% significance level. Start the calculation. Now, once these results are here, you have to go for, see if you see here, it supports the MyCom procedure for analyzing the measurement invariance. So we have to check whether there is measurement invariance, whether actually the data you presented in both the groups are actually comparable or not. Fine. So these results are here. What you have to look for, don't look for this first table. Just go in the quality criteria. In the quality criteria, go for the last option, MyCom. See the last option, see my mouse pointer hovering. Last option, MyCom. Click on the MyCom and see here step 2 and step 3. Now, what are these step 2 and step 3? Step 1, that you have asked similar questions to both the groups. You have not done any changes, or you have not given a different questionnaire to your male counterpart or to the female counterparts. So the first step is simple this step. For this, there is no software thing which we are doing. It is simply that yes, the same questionnaire has been given to both the data, both the samples, the males as well as the females. Second step. Second step is we have to check with respect to the measurement invariance, which is the configural invariance. We have to check is for that. In that case, you have to see that all these indicators, all your indicators, please understand all your indicators, step number 2, should have your original correlation very near to 1, very near to 1, and this shows they are significant. This is very significant. Green, it is significant. For green, it is significant. So they are very near to 1. Only we look for these values. See, 0.998, 1.998. So this is very near to 1. So the second step, the correlation between them should be very near to 1. In both the groups, we are talking on similar terms. In both the groups, we are talking on similar terms. Nothing different we are talking here. Once step number 1, step number 2 says good to go, you are good to go ahead with your multi-group analysis. No need to move to step number 3. No need to move to step number 3 because you have partial measurement invariance. You have justified the partial measurement invariance. So there is no requirement for going ahead with the step number 3. After step number 2, I can directly go ahead and perform the multi-group analysis and see whether the opinions differ for male and the female. But what some people also do, some people also wants to see that actually whether these differences are significant or not for male and female. I am seeing rest everything is okay, I can test, but at a early level only I can assess that whether exactly the difference exists or not. In that case, whether you can use the pooled data. Pooled data is total 105 observations together and not dividing into the two groups. So whether you can go ahead with that, in that case, you will go to step number 3. In the step number 3, now you have to check the mean difference between the males and the females and the variance difference between the males and the females. The mean difference and the variance difference. If you see here, mean and the variance difference. So when you see the mean difference, so the mean difference is not at all significant. The mean differences are not significant. See, the bias corrected confidence intervals are given to you. The mean differences are not significant. The mean differences are not significant. Variance differences, again, not significant between male and female. That means you can go ahead in assessing the full model together. No need to go for doing the separate analysis. You can go ahead and present your model as a full 105 observations together. No need to bifurcate into the male and female because there is no significant difference between both these gender opinions. So that means it is full measurement invariance. So there is no difference between both the genders. So your structural model results can show the pooled data. I hope you got my point. First and second step done. You can go ahead and represent your results in different gender cases. If you still want to see the step number 3, that whether you want to say that there is no significant difference by just proving it through the permutation test, you can do that as well and then show the total result. Clear? Now after this, how to conduct the MGA? Go to your model, click on the calculate, and now click on multi-group analysis. Go to the model, click on calculate, and go to the multi-group analysis. So go to the multi-group analysis, select one variable in group A, other in group B, female, male, female, male. Just select the groups in one group and the other group and click on calculation. Now the results which will be shown to you, it will be separated. Males different, females different. How? Let me show you and then I will show you the paper to show you how to write all these things. So here are the results. So this is your model. Direct effect I'm just only showing you and see here. Your PLS MGA, which is partial least square multi-group analysis. So these are your results. This is the difference between the female values, mean values, and the male mean values, and it is insignificant. So whatever is the result, there is insignificant difference between the impact of the course content on the performance with respect to the females and the males. So both of them have the similar kind of performance with respect to the course content. And same goes with the course delivery. So it is not like that the females are going better or males are doing better. No, it is similar. So this is your group wise results. And also if I show you the bootstrapping here only, see here, this is group wise result here. Female, this is your male. Female coefficients, these are your female coefficients. And individually what you want to say is, see individually P value. So in case of the females, when you talk about as well as in the males, course delivery impacts the performance. It is significant both in cases of both. In case of course content to performance, it is insignificant in both the cases. It is insignificant in both the cases, thus both of them are thinking alike. There is no mean difference between the female and the male's behavior towards the performance. Any questions? Then I will show you the paper. Any questions?
So, ma'am, in the paper, when we have done all these analysis, we will write about MyCom, bootstrapping, using these words only.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, you have to. I'm opening the paper also.
Yeah.
You have to write it in these words only, and the papers which I will share with you have these words only.
Okay, yeah, that is what I want to just see, ma'am. Maybe if,
I
later
will.
on you share the paper, we can share with the participants.
I will. Just give me a minute. I'm showing one of the paper also. And if right now I can find other paper also, I'll show you that as well. Just 1 minute. See, it is little difficult to understand the moderation in just 1 hour or 1.5 hours. So you require a lot of understanding in the moderation as compared to mediation. Moderation is little bit, takes a toll. So if you are not able to understand in one go, please don't worry at all. You read through the papers, you read through the data, and you will definitely get through it. Wait. Yeah, I'm opening actually the tables. I'm finding the tables to show you. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So, Acha, my screen is not visible.
Yes, yes. You are yet to share, I think.
Wait. I just realized it is not visible to all of you.
Any participant has to ask anything, please write in the chat box. I'll put forward to ma'am because the session is towards the end.
Ma'am, regarding checking the validity, like discriminant validity, construct validity, here also we have to do the same thing, right?
Yes, everything is same. So this is the
Same.
next step.
Yeah. Okay.
In the beginning, that is the mandatory thing. All of you have to do it, no matter what.
Okay. Okay.
That has to be done.
Yeah.
Because that is with respect to assessing that whether, our model is actually good to go ahead or not.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Anshu ma'am, you can ask by unmuting.
Somebody is asking a question. Okay. So see, first you will explain the multi-group analysis. You are going ahead with it. So as per the literature, so and so is influenced by the gender. So to conduct the MGA, the measurement invariance must be established using the MICOM procedure. Fine. The configural invariance was established, which was like whether I have asked the similar question to both male and female. After that, we conducted the parametric test to check the compositional variance. And the results are in table 4. And let me show you the table 4. See, this is the table 4 actually. And if you see here, this is the construct. See the configural variance that all of them has been asked similar type of questions. And remember that correlation which I have shown you, all the values are near to 1. Again, what I established that there is a presence of partial measurement invariance. That is step number 2. Step number 2 is confirmed. Now I also went on check to the full measurement invariance. So I went on checking the equal mean assessment, which was the step number 3. So this is the difference means. This is their class intervals which was presented. They are equal. Yes. See, variance presented here, class intervals, and yes. And finally, I am saying that there is full measurement invariance. See, we write step number 2, step number 3. Now, when the full measurement invariance is established, we will present the results of the MGA. See, these are the results of the MGA, which I just shown you. The path coefficient, male, female. These are the path coefficients. The difference, this was the difference, and the p-value difference. So all of them is rejected. Rejected means there is no significant difference with respect to the opinion of the males and the females, because the difference, the mean difference between the male and the female is not significant. The mean difference between the males and the females is not significant. Thus, the final results, which is the final table, which is your structural model, is presented as full sample. Now you see there is no bifurcation I have done between the genders. So I hope now everybody got my point. So let's suppose if here you say that yes, the difference between the mean difference between the male and the female is significant. In that case, your structural model results will have separate column for the males and the females, and you will tell me which is significant for the males, which is not significant for the females.
Correct, ma'am.
Okay.
This is a published paper, ma'am?
Yeah,
Or
this
still
is
a
a
working
published
paper?
paper, but it is
Okay.
yet to be coming online because it
Acha,
recently
acha.
got published. So once it is
Congratulations.
online, I'll share the DOI with all of you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any other question? So this is how you present your results when you are writing the moderation. So first explain what is the process you are doing, and then go ahead with writing the explanation. So here if you see, I again coming back, I explained the MICOM procedure. After the MICOM procedure, I explained them that MGA has been done, group wise assessment has been done, and these are the results which came into effect, that taking MG into consideration, the difference in the p values indicated insignificant difference for all the structural parts. So it implies that there is no significant difference between male and female financial decision making. Fine. Hence,
Yes, ma'am.
my H1 was not supported by the results. And then finally, I am presenting. And if you see in the last line also, I have written the, however, the moderating effect of this relationship becomes insignificant across the groups. So as the FA, thus the full sample results have been considered for the study. Pooled sample has been taken. See, the pooled sample has been taken. And this is the latest, which I was telling you that now you have to take 10,000 boots subsamples, not 5,000, because the latest study of SADASIS 2022 gives the newer guidelines for the PLS to be followed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So any other question anybody wants to ask?
Anybody wants to ask, please ask. Otherwise, we will try to conclude the session. I think, ma'am, it is lunchtime and they are filled with lot of learning and they are yet to experiment it with the software. Then only they might be in a condition to ask.
No
Okay, ma'am.
problem.
Allow me for 2 minutes just to propose vote of thanks. So my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Parul Kumar for this wonderful enriching session of 2 hours. We have learned the various nuances of how to use PLS, and Madam has started basically from very initial, from the very basic background, what is moderation, what is mediation. So my research scholars who are at the beginning stage are also benefited from the session, ma'am. I hope they would have understood it in the right direction. As far as my personal relationship with you is concerned, ma'am, I have heard you in one workshop, national level workshop, I think 2 years back during COVID times. Since then, I'm a fan of you. I have followed you over LinkedIn, and then I started following your videos you have uploaded on LinkedIn. Since then, I wanted to contact you and call you once offline in Reva. So, due to COVID, we have done it first online with you. I'm more confident that I will definitely call you once because the way you tell things, ma'am, it looks like you are very confident about the statistical part. So, among those few experts which I really honor, you are one among them. So I
Thank you so
thank
much.
from
It's
the
really a
entire
pleasure.
RBS team, my heartfelt thanks to you, ma'am, and we look forward for longer association. In future, if you have time, we will like to call you offline also, ma'am, once to our campus in Bengaluru. Thank you so much,
Sure.
ma'am,
Thank you
and you
so
have
much. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
very well. Time management is also there, ma'am. Exactly at 1:05 we have finished, and please share me the paper which you were sharing when it is published.
Yes, I
When
will
it is
share the
published,
paper. I will
yes.
share the write-up, which I have done the writing part, the note contents. I will share it, but just give me a time till evening. So I have some lectures
Correct.
actually. So after that, I will do
Correct.
it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. And
Thank
I'll
you.
stop the recording here and then I will conclude the meeting.
Yes, thank you. So hope